My name is Dorcas Kinywa. I'm the Senior Growth and Marketing Manager at Angaza, and I'll be your moderator for this webinar. We have an interesting topic today on how to drive your sales growth with repeat purchases and customer loyalty. We'll be looking at three things in this webinar. We're going to explore how you can set up your distribution business for unprecedented growth and success using the Angaza platform. And specifically, we'll look at three strategies that you can use to encourage repeat purchases and real examples. We're also going to share with you some tools that you can use to nurture customer relationships and how to put these strategies into action using the Angaza platform. So if you're joining in again, we just began, and thank you so much for joining us. So we begin by setting stage on why incorporating customer retention to your sales strategy is important to your distribution business. And we look at repeat customers offer us opportunities for multiple sales. They offer us opportunities for profitability and savings for our business. So I just want us to ask ourselves a question, and this question will be presented to you on a live poll, and we look at the value of repeat customers by asking ourselves that questions. You'll give a response in a minute or so, and please vote one answer, and we shall see the value of your repeat customers. Kindly vote in your answer. How much more expensive is it to acquire a new customer than to keep an existing one? That is the questions we are beginning by asking ourselves. So at the end of the poll, I'm going to read out the responses that have been responded, and we are trying to look at how much more expensive is it to acquire a new customer than to keep an existing one. So yeah, so our time is over. So as you can see, the results have been displayed. We have 36% of you who think it is 2 times more expensive. We have 7% who think it's cheaper to acquire a new customer than an existing one. And 57% of you think that it is 5 times more expensive to acquire a new customer. So let us look at the correct response in our next slide. And if you look at the value of embracing retention as a strategy, Forbes reports that it is 5 times more costly to acquire a new customer than to keep an existing one. So clearly, if more than half of the attendees have responded that it's 5 times more costly, then we are on the right space, and we know exactly what we are doing with our businesses. So the value of repeat customers is not only in savings, but also in terms of sales. You find that your repeat customers are likely to spend 67% more than your new customer. So opportunities to sell anything to them, they'll be there to boost your business. Then lastly, also in terms of profitability, you find that a 5% increase in customer retention actually increases your profitability by around 75%. So that is why it's important for you to embrace retention as a strategy for your business. So before we proceed, I'll look at a few housekeeping notes, and we'll keep everyone on mute as we proceed. And to ask questions as we go along, you can type them in the question panel, and we'll be getting back to you directly after the session. And we'll also be able to follow up with you in case you're not able to answer all the questions that have been answered. So that have been asked. Then the third thing is that this webinar, at the end of the session, we'll have a live Q&A session. So feel free again to type in your question or ask them during that session. Lastly, all the attendees will receive the webinar link. So if you have any peer or colleagues who have not been able to join in, please feel free to share the recording with them. All right. I'll now pass over the baton to Evans, who is our host for today, an account executive at Angaza, who will introduce ourselves and take us through the demo.
Thank you, Dorcas. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this webinar today. I'm Evans, account executive here at Angaza, and I mainly work with distributors in Central and Southern Africa markets. And basically those who are looking to scale their distribution of various life-changing solutions or products. So like those who are into solar lighting, those who are doing clean cook stoves, or even distributors who want to go into water irrigation, so where they supply solar water pumps. With that said, let's start off with why it's critical for distributors' business growth to encourage repeat business from their customer base. So many distributors are already aware of the value of repeat sales and customer retention, and likely that's why you are here with us today. So based on a recent survey from Industrial Distribution, a publication that has been providing leading information on distributors for more than 100 years, reveals that about 42% of the respondents believe that growing sales from existing customers is a top strategy that distributors should use to grow their business in spite of the current challenges resulting, for example, from the COVID-19 pandemic. And in addition to these, focusing your efforts on customer loyalty can also substantially increase your revenue. So based on a marketing metrics report, we found out that existing customers has about 60 to 70% chance of buying from you again. And while a new prospect has only about 5 to 20% chance of converting. And also when you get to release a new product or a new solution to the market, your loyal customers are 50% more likely to purchase it. And with that, they're also more likely to spend 31% more compared to a new customer. Therefore, for today, we will be tackling 4 key ways distributors can use the Angaza solution to build loyalty, trust, while at the same time encouraging repeat sales from their existing customers. So first on our agenda today, we will explore the concept of bundling in demand products like smartphones and consumer electronics, and being able to present these as a bundled offer to your customers. So at a discount to upsell and also just to boost your sales. Secondly, we will look at the concept of metering to secure the sales of more devices. And in the course of this webinar, we will learn how you can use your clients' purchased devices that lock and unlock based on payment status in order to sell products without metering features. So like if you want to sell to them cook stoves, you want to sell to them bicycles or televisions, we will look at that as well. Thirdly, for today, we will also look at how you can reach new customer segments and maximize your per unit revenue, that is with device replacements and also refurbished sales. So in the course of this webinar as well, we will try and explain to you how you can sell repossessed devices, that is from your clients who are not able to meet their loan obligation, or pre-owned consumer devices that maybe have been traded in for upgrade or damage. And so we will tell you how you can sell that once they're restored to a usable condition. Lastly, we will also explore how you can encourage repeat sales, that is by using the integrated SMS tools, and by how you can utilize the SMS communication feature to maybe do things like sending payment reminders, how you can run targeted marketing campaigns, how you can also run promotional SMSs. And while at it also, we will also try to show you how you can use the same SMSs to strengthen your customer relationship. Lastly, as Dorcas mentioned previously, we will have a live Q&A session. And I think with that said, now let's walk you through the demo of the Angaza platform.
Thank you, Evans, for having me today to take our webinar attendees through a demo of key Angaza platform features that help drive your sales growth with repeat purchases and customer loyalty. Let's start with an overview of the Angaza customer management system, which consists of an offline compatible mobile app and cloud-based platform. The Angaza platform has various tools for distribution businesses of every size to manage and track sales, manage inventory and teams, and access powerful data analytics. Some of the different elements of the Angaza platform include analytics. This comprises a set of customizable dashboards and charts that surface real-time sales and customer data, giving you key business insights to make informed and timely decisions. The second tab is Groups. Here, you get to define various payment terms. For example, you can set options for loan terms like pay-as-you-go, which allows customers to pay in installments over a period of time, or leasing, which allows customers to pay for usage but doesn't get to own the device. Lastly, you may also set cash terms for direct sales, which is a one-time payment at the point of sale. These different payment options enable you to offer your customers flexibility in regard to payment. The other tab which you are seeing here is Clients. You can view a record of all customers you have registered over time and their account information, including products sold to them. We also have Messages, which is a set of SMS communication tools that enables you to build relationships with clients. You can create, schedule, and send payment reminders or promotions and view the status of each message. Finally, we have a Stock tab that enables you to manage your inventory. It provides you with detailed information on your inventory levels and the status of each product type. Secondly, we'll look at the Activator, Angaza's offline compatible mobile app designed for field sales and customer management. It allows your agents or field officers to register new customers, collect payments, check out customer data, and view assigned tasks. With the app, your team can work in remote areas with little or no connectivity. Plus, data automatically syncs from the device to the hub. Now, with that background information on the platform, let's look at 4 features that enable you to turn your one-off customers into repeat customers and create customer loyalty. Let's start with product bundling. The Angaza platform offers distributors the functionality to conduct multi-product sales. How? By leveraging pay-as-you-go enabled devices, which have the functionality to lock and unlock based off your customer's payment status. So you can use this pay-as-you-go enabled devices as payment enforcement for the purchase of subsequent products. This means you can de-risk the sale of the product against payment default from a customer. So let's say you have a client interested in purchasing a cook stove and a pay-as-you-go enabled solar home system. You can bundle these complementary products together using the solar home system as collateral for the cook stove purchase. This feature benefits consumers by providing access to multiple products at once while increasing sales opportunities for your business. As you can see on your screen, this feature is found under pricing groups. You begin with labeling using the device name of the bundled products. For example, solar home systems and cook stoves. In the event that you have operations in multiple countries, you can then select labels for the country and finally by region. The next step is to add a description to help you better understand your grouping. You can opt to turn the prospecting feature if you want your agents and field officers to prospect. This allows your agents to collect client information using the Angaza mobile app and submit it for approval before making the actual sale. Under the product, you can bundle up to 5 different devices at a time and choose the billing model you'd like to implement: pay-as-you-go, leasing, or direct sales. The next thing is to populate all other pricing details, starting with the unlock price, which is the total cost of the device. You will also set up a down payment of the device and then the price and schedule, which is the amount a customer will pay on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. Now we'll move on to the second feature, using metering to secure product sales. This feature allows you to extend a loan to your customers for new, non-metered devices that don't have the lock-in or unlock-in technology, such as bicycles or cook stoves. How? By enforcing payments using a previously purchased device that is metered, like a solar home system. To set this up, you stay in the Groups tab and select Create Price in Groups. Then, switch on this toggle called Requires Existing Account, which enables you to select a metered device your customer has previously purchased. Next, on the Status drop-down below, select the device status options Enabled, Disabled, or Unlocked. On this list of devices your customer has already purchased, you'll want to look specifically at enabled and unlocked devices. These are devices whose loan repayment is still ongoing, or devices for which your customer has fully paid off their installment payments respectively. You can now select one or up to 5 qualifying products. Let's say a solar home system. Then, choose the billing model you'd like to implement, such as the pay-as-you-go loan. The advantage of this is you use the fully paid metered product as collateral for the sale of a TV or cook stove, reducing the loan management risks associated with non-metered products. By selling such additional products to existing customers, you can expand your portfolio of products, boosting your revenue while offering them a wide variety of life-changing products. Now, let's dive into the third feature out of the 4 I'm going over with you today: reselling used and refurbished devices on the Angaza platform. This will enable distributors to resell devices that are repossessed from clients who are not able to meet their loan obligation or who traded in their devices for other products. You can also sell pre-owned consumer devices that have been restored to a condition to be sold again. For starters, you will need to create a new pricing group for the devices under the advanced settings below the product, as you can see here. This is to ensure the unit conditions are marked properly, which you can do on the advanced settings below the product. By creating a new pricing group, you prevent fraud resulting from the sale of new devices at the prices of refurbished devices or replaced devices. Now, let's look at the features to replace a product. This functionality allows you to replace devices for customers as the need arises. To do this, you go to the Accounts section where you select the unit that is faulty or damaged, and then navigate to the Faulty tab to proceed with the replacement. Providing this flexibility to your clients boosts customer satisfaction, enabling you to retain clients who would otherwise go to your competitors. Lastly, we'll look at a set of communication tools which you can find under the Messages tab for external communication with your clients via SMS, and under the Task tab for internal communication with all Angaza users. Let's start with external communication. On the Messages tab is Angaza's SMS tools that allow you to communicate with existing customers throughout their customer lifecycle. First, we have a single SMS, which you can use to, for example, send automated due payment date reminders. This greatly reduces your customer's payment default risk. The second is bulk SMS messages, which you can use for promotional campaigns or other updates. For example, you can inform your customers of newly available products, or you can send them promos like referral bonuses and opportunities for trade-ins or product upgrades. This encourages an ongoing relationship that results in repeat sales. As you can see, once you've sent an SMS, you can easily view a log of all SMSs sent out, including their status, such as sent, delivered, and failed. As an example, one of our existing customers, Mwezi, a distributor of life-changing products located in Kenya, was able to run a marketing campaign using Angaza's SMS feature to send payment reminders and saw an 18% increase in payments. Secondly, we look at internal communication. On the Task tab is the Task feature, which allows communication with all Angaza users, assigning tasks to your workforce and tracking their progress. Let's say you have a goal of enhancing customer loyalty after the sale of a product. You can assign tasks to your agents to conduct customer visits by clicking on the task widget and populating all the necessary information, such as the channel, type, and even the due date. You then check on their progress to ensure they deliver on their KPIs here. This way, you ensure customers are satisfied with your products and service by attending to product-related challenges early. All right, this marks the end of our demo today. And before we go into a live Q&A session, I will recap what we have just covered. We looked at how to put 4 customer retention and repeat sales strategies that drive your sales growth into action using the Angaza platform. First, you learned 3 repeat business and multiple sales opportunities for existing customers, which include bundling the sale of in-demand products like smartphones and consumer electronics, expanding your portfolio offering to sell any product like cook stoves to existing customers by using the already purchased pay-as-you-go enabled devices to enforce payments, reaching new customer segments and maximize per unit revenue with device replacements and refurbished sales. You also learned proven ways to nurture customer relationships using 2 Angaza communication tools, encouraging repeat sales using targeted offers and SMS communication for external communication, enhancing client loyalty after the sale of a product using the task feature for internal communication. Thank you so much for walking through the demo with me. We'll now move on to the Q&A session.
Yeah, so again, thank you so much for taking us through the demo. And at this juncture, we are going to take some questions. And like I mentioned before, you can type in your question on the question pane. There's Q&A, and we'll be able to respond to them. Or if we are not able to do it now, our sales team will follow up with you after the event. So I'll begin with our first question there. Can I use the platform without internet access? Evans will be responding to these questions. So Evans, over to you.
Hey, thank you for that question, Dorcas. So in terms of how you can use the platform, so like I mentioned during the start of the demo, we have the Angaza app and the Angaza activator, which is the mobile application. As for the app, you will need connectivity to access the data. As for the activator, what happens, your agents can use it in the field without connectivity. But if you need to sync that data with the app, they will need to connect to at least an internet service provider.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that response. I'll ask the second question. And again, this was anonymous. And the question is, who owns my business data on the platform, and how is the data stored?
So being a cloud-based solution, so first, the data is owned by the distributor. So like any partner we have on board will be the custodian of their data, and no additional party has access to your data. So this is also protected by the various agreements that we get to sign between we and our partners, just to ensure that access to your data will only be guaranteed to you. So as I've mentioned, the solution is fully cloud-based. So that is in regards to the storage as well.
Okay. Okay, perfect. There was also another question which was submitted, and it was asking, can we send SMS to the agents?
Okay, that's a good question. So when it comes to communication, so for SMS communication, you'll only be able to send that to your clients. So like that is everybody you have created on the platform. And as for the agents, you can leverage on the task feature. That is for internal communication. If maybe you need them to do a few things, maybe you want them to handle some issues, you can just use the task feature. And once you create a task, they will be notified on their mobile application. So that is the Angaza activator. As for the SMS, it's only available to the clients that you have registered on the platform.
Okay. Thank you, Evans, for that clarification. I'll pick one more question, which is asking around how many devices can you bundle together?
Okay, that's a good question as well. So when it comes to bundling, you can bundle up to 5 devices. That is, if you want to create one pricing group for them. For instance, during the demo, it was mentioned if you have maybe a metered product, so like let's say that's a solar home system, and you want to sell it together with maybe a bicycle, a cook stove, or even a television set. So once you have the solar home system, you can add additional non-metered product up to 5 of them and create one pricing group for the same.
Okay. Thank you for that. I'll just take one more question that was submitted through the email by Rachel, and she was asking, do I need additional infrastructure to use the platform?
Thank you, Dorcas, once again, and thank you, Rachel, for that question. So no additional infrastructure is required for you to use the Angaza platform. So as I mentioned, the platform is cloud-based, and once you're onboarded, all you need to do is to type your URL on a browser. So that is for your PC or a a laptop that you're using, and log in with the credential provided. That is during the onboarding as well. As for the mobile application, you will need to download the app on an Android smartphone, and your agents will be able to use the same.
Okay. I see there are a couple of more questions on the Q&A panel. So thank you, attendees, for keeping on asking your questions. So this one that has been asked by Helen, can an agent register reused or refurbished products?
Thank you, Ellen, for your question. So in terms of reused or refurbished products, so once you have refurbished those reused products, what will happen? You will need to create a pricing group that differentiates them from your new products. And why it's important to do so is that it will avoid area issues where an agent can decide to register a reused product or at the price of a new one. But in terms of applicability, yes, of course, the agents can register those refurbished products if they're able to find a client who interested in buying the same.
Okay. Thank you, Evans, for that. I see again on the question, there's someone who is asking, they just came in a bit late, and they're asking whether we'll be getting the recording, and the answer is yes, you'll be getting the recording of the webinar once we are done. So you will listen to it, and also feel free to share it with your peers and colleagues who have not been able to join in. So the last question is around whether you're able to access the Angaza platform using mobile phone.
Okay, yeah, so sure, you can access it on your mobile phone because it's also web-based. So long as you use the browser on your mobile phone, you'll be able to log in and be able to see what is within the platform.
Okay, so I'd like to encourage you to keep asking your questions on the question pane. We'll do a follow-up with you. And at this juncture, I want us to move to the next item in the interest of time. So ladies and gentlemen, many thanks for your attendance to the Angaza webinar. on driving your sales growth with repeat purchases and customer loyalty. We are more than grateful that you joined us. And the next steps, like I mentioned, we'll be sharing with you the webinar recording, and feel free to share it with your peers or anyone in your team who might have not joined us today for this session. And as a way of follow-up, you can send your questions after the webinar to sales@angaza.com, or you can go visit our website, www.angaza.com, for more information to learn more about our product. And we are happy to follow up with you. Again, many thanks. We are very grateful for creating time to join us from all over the world, wherever you are. Thank you so much. Have a nice evening. Have a good morning or good evening. For now, bye-bye.